the Harith anymore. Not unless Aurora wants to do that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can definitely safe to say that either team can actually pull off
Oke
the
guys, kita
Harith at
masuk
this
di
point. So
game
leaving it
ketiga
open doesn't feel
Aurora
as bad
Gaming
compared to like
versus
some
tim
regular season
Liquid
or even some
Philipina
earlier playoffs games.
Yeah. Okay,
untuk
Hilda gets
map
respected though.
Dangerous Dress.
Hilda does get a lot of respect as well. So
Yuzong di ban,
good job,
Jutsin,
JP.
Hilda,
Yes.
Yeah, good
Lancelot,
job, Daddy
Grok,
JP.
So maybe Aurora might be a bit more open to an
Arlot.
assassin jungler,
Yeah.
but it depends if they get the Fredrin first pick again. It's been the trend for the past 2 games, always been the Fredrin prioritized in blue. But Liquid, they seem to have found a way around it, so they change things up.
Top first
Alright,
pick.
that's a little different
Yeah,
here.
this is the first time Isushin's been open for the series.
Wow, okay. So this might be something different for Aurora. This might speed up their mid-game tempo
Boxnya
with this pick.
Fredrin.
Now then again, we're looking for its matchup, its win rate against the Fredrin.
Nggak ada di
I
ban
would
ya.
say can be pretty close.
Yeah, so is Liquid
Arif?
considering still a Frederick because there are other
Ya,
junglers
kata.
option. I think that's why they delayed for Red 3 first. The God of Harith, as expected, will be the response. It's impossible for you not to get the Harith when you're in red side and it's still available at this point. So Granger,
Granger.
I think this is gonna be very consistent for Aurora.
Hylos.
They have to secure Doming's hero in the first phase, especially now that it's been a Harith Granger matchup always. So this is gonna be the difference.
I think this core lineup here for Aurora is already fine, especially with the high loss in tow. I think Alice would be a very good pick for Aurora, just to make sure that this Wise as a Granger can kind of maneuver around it. You can also kind of just solidify someone with, because it's physical damage, jungle with physical damage. Laners, I think you want to go magic on, or if you don't want to go bombing on the mage, maybe you want to go
Hayabusa.
we talked about this earlier. This is a good switch up, and they're not getting stuck in a pattern.
Yeah, which is good. Really good. From a Baksha to a Fredrin to a Hayabusa.
He's doing everything.
Carl's been doing everything. He's been getting majority of those really good meta picks that are not usually all open. So it's really surprising that it gets open.
It's excellent, actually.
Yeah. So the Farsa is still available too. I think it's gonna suit the Liquid lineup a lot.
Yeah, the Eve can also work for Aurora this time around, so maybe they might consider picking that up.
So
Oh, happy birthday,
they could just
Jelna.
bat the Eve and then get the Farsa, so there won't be any matchup. But Aurora take it out themselves.
Okay. All right. So obviously it's going to be a lot of mages probably on the docket here. I think Valentina is one of the picks that has not been mentioned a lot.
No.
But could probably make it to TLPH depending on how they want to use it. I don't like it just for the glorious pathway, but I'm thinking ahead for Aurora's mage pick here.
Yeah, I think it's also a lot more frequently coming out when there's a Grok on the other side, or when there's that really good big ticket ult that you want for yourself.
No, Faria.
Currently, it's the glorious pathway, and I think that's also really helpful if you're Liquid. But they take the Novaria out again.
Okay. So the mid matchup obviously is going to be. We might start seeing a bit of a different mid lane matchup here.
What was Sanji on during game 1?
Was it at the Eve?
But now it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone now. So it might maybe another mid control mage. Selena is not out of the question here, I think.
That's what I was thinking, because it's always the matchup whenever the Novaria comes out to counter the Selena, but not to counter. It's just to match the Selena. But Lunox gets taken out as well. It feels so It feels like it was just yesterday, but okay.
Oh my god, what happened to Lunox? Lunox, come on.
What happened
Lunox,
to
di
Lunox
ben?
Kimmy? Like they were,
Lunox, Kimmy,
they're
what's
not
up?
being.
Not even getting banned.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lunox got banned here
So
by Aurora.
Farsa or Kimmy might be coming in later.
Lapu-lapu.
For both Sanji and Yue.
Aurora needs big magic damage here. They need big magic
Apakah akan
damage.
3-0
Lest they
guys?
be armored out by
I don't think
TLPH.
the Kimmy's a bad idea.
It is true. It is a really good. If you're looking for big magic damage, that's it. But at the same time, it might be.
There's a Haya Lap.
Yeah. And the gold is gonna be eaten up by the YSS and the Granger. So you will lose out on some gold.
But you can't go Sicilian here either.
Yes. I do not want a Celion here. There's the Alice. I knew it was coming. But who's the mage?
Selena.
Alright.
Okay. So what's left for Sanji is like the Farsa.
Farsa.
Yeah. We did say the Farsa Selena are like the options left for both.
Maybe a Lilia.
Farsa, guys.
Alright, there you go. Alright, so despite what our fears earlier, Brigham, I think we kind of predicted that draft pretty well.
Yeah.
So
Wah,
good
ini
job.
3-0 sih kayaknya
The
guys.
options were out there.
The options were out there. That's good. So we're not so far out of the meta yet.
Not yet, and especially in this game.
That's right.
We're not seeing any Barretts or anything, and we're back to the Yisun Shins Hayabusas.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
I like it.
I think the way the momentum's going, though, this is a very comfortable lineup that Liquid has secured for themselves. Aurora can play this just as aggressively, but after some time.
Yeah, let's see if Aurora can buy some time here in game number 3. Don't forget, it's already 2-0 for the Stampede Cavalry. Throw it over to our casters to bring us the game.
Right now, this is about the most looking Season 16 draft we've seen on both sides. We're back to those YSS Hayabusa matchup. We've got marquee picks on both sides, but is this going to be enough for Aurora to finally get a point in the series? It's a best of 7 right now, facing 0-2 against Team Liquid Philippines.
Yeah, so when I first saw the 3 picks, blue side of Aurora, I liked it. You cannot go wrong with those first 3 picks, no matter what you slot in for blue 4 and blue 5. Then you see the Selena. I am partial to the thought that this is very coin flippy if you're playing around a Selena like this, especially when you see the Gatakacha and the Farsa on the other side, the fact that you're playing up against a Lapu Lapu, but then it was paired up with an Alice. So Aurora are now going to be playing a lot of dive, playing around that Granger and the YSS, but then you're up against a Hayabusa on the other side that now very coin flippy to see which team's actually going to take this.
What I'm looking for is Aurora's box control. Wolf has been speaking ad nauseum about boxes, and in game 1 and 2, that's been one of their major problems. Given we haven't really talked about it during the game, I'm pretty sure it was alluded to by our esteemed panel, Rockhart and Brigida, but that's what I'm looking for. They have a high loss that should help, and I think that's key to them recovering. Again, fixing that 2-0 problem.
The only box I feel like really that we talked about was when the Eve was picked up, and now a couple times, it's either been picked up or it's been banned at this point. But, when you look at Aurora and their chance to set up a box, it's kind of weird the way it's going to work, because anytime we see the Alice drafted in, we know that that's a big component to kind of zoning out the opposing team, and that's going to happen to TLPH. Oheb and Domikai, by the way, going through this. Sanford will have to burn the flicker, so he doesn't have that. But Carl Teasy joins too. Turtles up though, so they're going to go and start this up. JP holding out front. He gets Domikai really low here.
Shin, Mountain Shocker. They're going to try to pull a Hail Mary here.
Nice.
Saki with the feathered airstrike, zoning out Aurora. JP very low, survives via the revitalize.
Aduh, JP-nya guys.
Edward, he goes down. Shadow kill going to be used. Carl picks up 1.
It's all Liquid, man.
Wow, I feel bad for Demon Guy. That's like 3 games now where JP's just been
That's
man-marking him. JP
Karum.
fell, yes, and that was a great entry with the Gleam and the Throne of Ruin by Edward. But in the end, Liquid held on. JP got back in time to pop up the Revitalize and help Liquid stay strong up against the entry of the Alice.
Sanji. From Sanji, forcing a flicker from you. Ooh.
That was a reason why he keeps picking this up.
Yeah.
And no, hey, Dominic has to burn the flicker too. A whole lot of resources being used up on some of these small little fights happening across the map.
2 ults for a flicker. 2 minutes versus what, 30 to 40 seconds.
Alongside JP, Sanji's been on point this whole series as well. Looking at the items, slight, no clear obvious lead, maybe between the two junglers. Getting a little bit bigger now, but we still are in the earlier portions of the game. If JP and Sanji can link up again one more time to set things up for Carl TZ, Turtle 2 should be good for them. While Aurora, now I like their rotation. They're going for the Doming double, sending him to the mid lane. They have 3 bodies on him to help him out, get a little bit more farm. And now, I like this acceptance by Aurora that they really have to start speeding up the farm for their Granger.
Yeah, I talk a lot too about Demon Kite and how impressive he's been throughout season 16 in general, but I feel like he's going to have to be the one to step up too. And then a lot of these objectives in the early game and then even later on into the Lords,
Oh my God.
he has to get the retributions off. He has to be able to get the secure in. But again, that's easier said than done, especially when you're zoned out by TLPH, who has solidified that strategy of fighting around that box, fighting around that zone. And who are they going to go for?
Oh.
Sanford, who's confident up to 1v2?
Answers back after receiving a face full of bounce chakra to the face. No ult for Demon Kite, so Liquid have all the incentive to just sandbag into this turtle. That's 2 for 2 now for the cavalry.
2 kali ya saya bisa
They
turtle.
go in and they're able to lock
Kita lihat, oh nice.
Demon Kite, he thought he was safe for the orange, but it was just but a bait. Glory's pathway by life to get on out of there, and Liquid have successfully invaded. Lights down.
Wow.
40 gets him. The Apex Predator strikes again
Ooh.
with a flanker. Bravest fighter. Carl freaking Daisy.
Pembalasan kal.
stampede that we've seen time and time again from Team Liquid.
Pembalasan TLP lagi.
Liquid, no. Liquid, feel it.
Yang
We've
kemarin
seen the
kalah mereka
intensity
guys,
that they've
3-1
shown.
ya kayak
Every
3-1
winning
sih
moment that they
kayaknya.
have, because I think they just know that they are way over in Aurora's heads. Aurora, they don't look like Aurora.
They're not playing their game. Not even the same game they played 2 days ago. This is a different team. Liquid have put the fear of God into them.
Yeah, what happened? Like, how did they, like, again, is it just the gauntlet, the endurance test that Team Liquid Philippines has played from the play-ins, from day 2, 3, 4, all the way to now?
Yeah, they have the hotter hand. It seems like it's a learning experience again. One of the branding that we have for Team Liquid for this playoffs is their revenge tour. Winning against teams that they couldn't get a win over in series throughout season 16. And this would wait. Demon Kite, not again.
Sanji coming in, feather dash strike. AOG,
Oh.
Demon Kite.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Sanji.
whoa.
Caught easy, want to take down. Oh, and he does. Roast Centaur.
Mantap,
Everybody,
mantap,
2 free
mantap.
kills.
Anda TLID mainnya kayak
This
gini
is
guys
the
ya.
Stampede. They know. They've outwardly said they don't want to think about winning M7. They don't want to think about that just yet because there seems to be a curse. But it looks like they are hell-bent and holding on to that. Everything perfect. JP helping serve up that kill to Sanji. The prediction of Sanji to put down feathered airstrike to the path of where Demon Kite was going out instead of trying to go for Demon Kite correctly. And the timing of Carl TZ to conserve the shadow out at the very last second.
There's just something about it. Third turtle's up. Sanford's going to jump in. He's zoning them out. Carl gets the
Nice
turtle.
dapat
3
turtle
for
guys.
3. Feather dash strike has already wreaked havoc, and the shadow kill go into the back. Light falls. No front line for Aurora.
No one goes down except for Light. Could have been way worse for Aurora, but now that's 3 for 3 for the objectives for Carl TZ.
The MVP of the season, the homecoming boy.
Oh, jump.
Demon Kite,
Whoa.
Oh, taking a flicker out too. Dominic trying to get some space. Again, fighting between the turrets here.
And that's what I was
Barbar
saying,
guys
when you
mainnya
decide
guys.
to pick up the Selena as the last pick, yes, again, one of the counters to fast, aggressive rotations to get a read
Sayang
in.
ayah
But
busanya
it is so
nggak pakai
dependent on landing
spice.
that abyssal arrow that becomes a big coin flip of whether or not it can actually win fights. But the coin hasn't been landing in favor of Aurora. The abyssal arrows have not been impactful. Now Carl
Oh my God.
forced out the flick.
Magic damage. Physical damage.
Yep.
What do you do as Aurora, especially since your economy has already been under attack? One might argue that these traps and these arrows could be for zoning. But what is the follow-through? Like, by throwing out a trap, by leaving one in the random bush, does that open a farm for Demon Kite? Does that allow Demon Kite to do his thing? They force out a wings by wings from Sanji, a glorious pathway from Light, but they're really buying time, Carl. Shadow kill
Oh,
plus
oh,
an
oh.
AOG. In comes JP, forcing a revitalize from Light. Aurora's jungle is in shambles right now.
Oh, they jump in under the turret too. Carl teases around the orange. He's gonna go. Demon Kite could be in trouble.
Shadow kill! Already used! Down goes Demon Kite. Light gonna be up next. Oh, how about a killing spree? Liquid! Match point
Gila
is
ya,
within
gila ya,
finger's
gila ya.
reach.
It's all falling
Keren.
apart for Aurora, all the way from the beginning and all the way up to now.
Liquid
Emang
are
PLPH
relentless,
lebih ke
and
assassin ya.
Aurora are
Cuman untuk
helpless. They
mengimbanginya
can't
tadi
find anything. There's
pakai
always
jungle
something
tank
Liquid's
guys.
throwing at them.
Throw an arrow.
That looks so desperate, bro.
And JP just accepts it with a smile on his face.
Again, if you're Aurora here, you're sitting here thinking, how
Perfect
do we
sih player
even
PLPH
get a win
sebenarnya.
in our favor when everyone on the team can't even get close enough? They've always been just reacting to what Team Liquid Philippines has been thrown at them. That's the difficult part, and that's been the story from game 1 to now game 3.
I have to take the moment to show my appreciation for Coach RC and Coach Tic Tac, what they have done to Liquid. I wonder if one day we could be privy to the preparation, the strategies that they had heading into this, because this is just perfect. They are decimating Aurora.
Sanford's going to jump in. He wants to go for Edward. He will get the flicker out. An AOG
by
used.
JP. This is all just to buy time.
Dude,
Carl
what?
was just working on the Lord. This is free for Liquid.
Everything has been free this game for Liquid. Again, just able to capitalize on this, make it all work, get to the point, and now they're just in the base here. Better airstrike.
Oh, mega kill guys.
Owen pops him. Sanford still standing. Dash and dash plus the revitalize. Popping up that Harris. And now Edward.
Double kill, triple kill.
He's on a rampage.
Oh, they don't have any minions here. They could be trapped in. They have to get out. Ohen's going to force the fight.
Not Owen. You can't tell him
Oheb,
what to do.
Oheb.
Dropping that
Aduh,
salvo.
aduh,
He
di
gets
shot
down,
down
takes too many
guys.
a turret hit.
Messi,
terkena
and
turret,
3D
turret.
there for OM, but Liquid, they are still in the lead. But they cannot afford a lot of that. They still have a Lord crashing in, though. Edward's thrown a ruin earlier, only for, wait, missile arrow lands?
Better there strike the answer by Sanji, allowing the Lord to get a few more free hits in. Aurora gonna stop Liquid from coming in.
Ooh, it's like you said, Renmar earlier, back in game 1 and even in game 2. If CLPH has the lead, they like to play a little risky towards the base to at least continue to put the limit on Aurora, and that's what they've been doing. So they get some of the Holy Shields down to work with. They still maintain a big, healthy lead, 7,000 up.
Yep.
And the items are all coming into place.
Yeah, almost 2,000 gold lead there for Carl TC's Hayabusa. 1,000. That's the saving grace right now for Aurora. The fact that Dominkite has been getting farmed. He hasn't died yet. Already up to a Malefic Roar. He has his core 3 items. But the problem is every other member of Aurora is who's struggling. UM barely has items in. And even though you don't need that much items, you just land that Abyssal Arrow. It would be great to have a little bit more follow-up, which Aurora does not have enough of at this point.
You know what else Aurora doesn't have enough of?
What's that?
Time.
Oh.
They need so much farm on Demon Kite. Sure, that is what? Just a couple of thousand, but Dominkite isn't even firing off on all cylinders. Like, what do you even do if you get a 3-second stun?
Yeah, there's this, I don't know what it is, man, but over the course of history, when we talk about the rivalries, Demon Kite and Carl TZ, it just seems like Demon Kite cannot face that demon, man. I think it's his own inner demon that he faces when it's Carl TZ across from him.
The demon's demon. That is who Carl TZ is to Demon Kite. An echo of the past for Light as well. They said it. They just can't seem to take down these members. They took them down, but now they meet them again. Look at JP.
Oh, he's going to charge up, forcing Demon Kite again. This is what JP has been doing all series long. You have to give it up to him on being able to go ahead and lead that charge. Oh, and dropping down his Almond Force.
I got a third of Demon Kite's health.
Lord.
Just with one shot, man.
Just
Again,
one shot.
gonna take his purple. He does get it. Wow. Demon Kite secures that, but is this what you want to do? Because again, the Lord is coming up here
Apakah
now.
akan
You don't
freeload
have
lagi guys?
that much space to work with. Real quick, this is the Infinix GT30 Pro. You can experience victory for every botlock gamer right now. We're gonna look at
Beli
JP.
HP kayak
As
gini
I was
guys,
saying, this man has been doing
Infinix
work. Yeah,
GT30 Pro.
he's a dad here. He's daddy.
GG kalian
We
mainnya.
really have to start floating the idea that that man is going to be the finals MVP by the end of today. If Liquid
Nice,
can seal
dapat
it,
OHEP guys.
free Lord. Again, Aurora still cannot find an answer. They cannot crack the Team Liquid code.
At this point,
I
don't know, man.
Scrambling in my head. At this point, it's miracles. Again, it's an abyssal arrow layering somehow. OHEP getting punished. But then if OHEP goes down, you still have to think about the Hayabusa's entry with the shadow kill. You still have to think about the damage you're going to be receiving from Feather
Karena masih ada
Strikes.
3
And at
tour,
this point, the fact that
masih
there's already
bisa
an
sih
Aurora
guys
on even just
bertahan.
the belt,
Tapi
even though that's not a full build item just yet on the Queen's
pasti
Wings for Sanford,
turret
that's
3
okay,
itu pasti
because
bakalan
he can
ada yang
still
hancur
fight
guys, atau
longer
hancur semua.
engagements. And it goes back to what you said, Leo. Aurora do not have the time.
Wings by Sanji. He knows this is a big ticket rotation. Popping that feathered air strike. The stun on the
Whoop.
call, easy. In they
Whoop,
go,
hampir
forcing
guys.
a shadow out. Call has one more shadow. He's very low. Edward taking a few hits. Goes pathway.
Oh.
And a stun on the JP. Successful defense in the top lane. Bottom lane up next.
so far a lot kind of thrown out there. They still got to deal with this Lord as it charges into the bottom base turret. There's an AOG.
Traceless out by Demon.
Aduh, nice.
By Cole taking out Edward. Feathered air strike.
Nice. Oh, and guys,
Diamond Force underneath this base.
and
Liquid can smell it. The cavalry snapping.
karena di awal tuh daya busanya jadi sudah sekarat terus. 3-0. Kena recall guys. Tuh OHEP kenapa guys?
Championship point. One more
Itu dia
win.
kenapa tuh?
The series has been damn
Ah.
near perfect for Team Liquid Philippines. Auror's gonna have to go back to the drawing board and
Kenapa
figure
dia, guys?
something out. Let's throw it over the panel to break down our game 3.
I have not. Again,
Wah,
we've seen them all
emosi
throughout the
guys.
season. I've not seen Team Liquid that fired up. And in that early game, really dominated and dominoed Aurora.
Mungkin kekalahan kemarin kali ya
Never seen that
dibocotin
too.
mereka guys.
And I've also never seen Aurora in this state. It's so uncharacteristic of them to get stomped like this.
They were literally stuck. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place, even though there's no rocks here. It's crazy.
How can we even go back to the drawing board after all this?
The drawing board is dead. The drawing board is in shambles on the floor.
Oh my
JP
goodness!
lagi guys.
Another MVP for JP.
Man, JP is going crazy out.
Dengan gatot kacanya lagi cok.
Grand finals. What the heck?
And one more game to 5-3. One more game to 5-0. What the heck has happened? So far, JP has really been so instrumental, making sure the control is there, despite so many possible interruptions, stunts coming in from Aurora's lineup right now.
The way he just keeps throwing out the AOG perfectly. What did he have for breakfast? Or look at that! What did he do to prepare or condition himself for this series? Because this is such an ideal rover that we're seeing in front of us right now.
Yeah, you know what? You guys are blaming JP, blame him for this victory, because right now it does feel like he is unstoppable.
Please do, please do.
And you know what? Rhea, you're right. The AOGs, they don't even need to hit.
Yep.
They're zoning enough for Carl Easy to do his thing.
And it's Carl TZ and JP, I believe, who have just always sought Demon Kite. It's JP, it's given. JP is like doing.
OHEP tadi kenapa ya bang ya? OHEP gak nengok abang?
Their objectives, it's impossible for you to not see JP actually trailing after Demon Kite or just making sure that he's never out of his sight. But when Carl TZ provides the follow-up, that's a completely different story. It will always result into not just a good zoning, but a kill. And how frustrating can that be for Demon Kite? He has barely
Itu
any.
OHEP guys.
He has barely any
upgrade.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what they're
true.
doing. So what's up? Like they are getting the cream of the crop, at least in their position. I feel like the Yisanshin would have been so good in either one of these junglers.
Yeah.
But so far, it feels like Team Liquid has been seeing these picks and saying, no, it's not good for you. We're gonna make it hell for this Yisanshin. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I can't even think of like how Aurora played after this. Like 3 losses in a row where you could barely put up a fight against Liquid and the stampede that they've constantly been doing against you. And for sure you could see how badly Aurora wanted to try something. There was one moment, I think it was when they were trying to defend their tier 3 turret up top, that they actually committed to doing or engaging in a fight. It was started off with a throne of ruin from
Kayak hero-hero yang
Edward,
ketukar
followed
gitu
by
guys.
all other skill thrown out by Aurora, the Glorious Pathway, and some skill shots from Demon Kite and Domin Kite and Yue, but even then you could see it's not enough. They have means to engage, to push forward, but they don't have the capabilities to chase.
Absolutely zero.
Especially if they use their tools to already commit to the fight. Because you could use the Glorious Pathway to chase, yes,
Satu
but
lagi
you have
guys,
to
ini
use it for
kalau
the fight if
TLP
you're that
yang
much
menang
behind.
And for the most part, they did use it defensively. I guess they were put in a position
Auroranya
where they had
kalah
no
guys.
choice to break it down. So I would say this is exactly just using the tools at your disposal. I am seeing Team Liquid speed it up because they know that the late game does not come their favor. Despite our casters, our esteemed,
Yeah, let's say
our
esteemed.
noble casters saying that this is the most S16 draft
Yeah.
they've ever seen so far in the playoffs.
And I just gotta say, we talked about it before it got back to the panel, but since the map's randomizing, what if we get Flying Cloud for last map? Won't that be like a bit too much for Aurora? Like, is everything going against them today or what? But
And we were also discussing, is that going to help?
Yeah.
Again, Carl Easy is the MVP there. I swear his GPM would have been like 1K there if that ended a lot sooner.
If only, yeah.
He was going bananas on the Hayabusa. Which again, banana. Because that kind of proves why he is definitely the assassin guy,
Yes.
despite being the Fred man of the season so far.
Yep.
So, I do not doubt his Hayabusa skills. Again, on
Oke,
par
kita
with
ketemu
some of
lagi
the
di
greats,
match
or even
selanjutnya.
sometimes even better than like Kyrie.
Oh, is that a hot take?